What a week in RC. On Monday we had Traxxas drop the new Haas 4x4 VXL. That was like dropping a bomb into the market. But today Arrma have responded with a crime, an absolute felony. They've thrown a missile back and it's actually called the Felony. 80 mile an hour, 6S, BLX Street Bash. Let's dive straight in and see what we get for our money, because there's a major series of upgrades on this car, which is kind of loosely based on infraction, but way more to it, as you will see. Well, Arrma may indeed have committed a felony with the release of this car, but not to my mind. They had me at the colour orange. If I was to buy a Lamborghini ever, I would buy it in bright orange. Loving the resto mod look of this car from the absolute outset. No rear wing shown on the black one. On the right, we've got the like a modified version of the infraction rear wing on the orange car on the left. So that jumps out there from the outset. Absolutely stunning looking body. Just blown away by the thing. Now, is this going to be a simple rebody like maybe like Traxxas would do with some of the cars on there? Not that's a bad thing. But I can dive straight down into it and tell you, we've got a few major changes here. We've got a Spectrum firmer ESC, Spectrum, and a Spectrum brushless motor sitting on there. So those are major changes to the car straight from the outset. Never mind all of the scale details in it. What's that little roller bearing about? We'll have a look at that on the left in just a second. Anyway, moving on down. Classic muscle, awesome resto mod, muscle car styling. That thing just pops out at me, but I'm loving the orange one even more. As it says, tough decisions, stealth black or vivid orange. Now, another big change. Different size tyres, front and rear. 100mm diameter on the front, 107 on the back. 42mm width on the front, 53mm on the back. I am thinking, should I put some of these 53mm ones on order for my twin-engined Arrma infraction? I tell it with a grip. I definitely think I should be doing that. Yeah, as I said, bigger tyres in the back, wider and larger diameter in the rear on there. So you might be getting a little added aero with the front sitting a little bit lower than the back on there, which is no bad thing when it comes to high-speed handling. So straight to it, what's that bearing about? Well supported, included centre drive shaft high-speed support to eliminate vibration. Problem with the Arrma infraction and the limitless that I've not actually had, but some people have, is this shaft vibrating round and rubbing in to the front or rear or both of the chassis braces on there quite badly in some cases. So that is good to see that Arrma have responded to that. Okay, this is very new as well. Safety first. Input gears are key to the drive cups. Composite sleeves fortify the retention of the drive cup screw set, as is the Spectrum Smart technology included with the car. Now, I can see this being a good point because I quite like the Spectrum Smart technology on there. But at the same time, it is kind of tying people into the stock car electrics quite heavily, which people may not agree with in the long run. And we now have a Spectrum 2050 kV brushless motor powering the car. So no change in kVs on there, but it is now cooled with the Arrma heat. But it is cooled with the Arrma heatsink and fan. That does look slightly newer on there. Just remember, guys, if you like what you see today, don't forget to subscribe. And we've got a Spectrum DX3 radio, the next big change on it. We've got the Spectrum DX3 radio on it, SR6 ABC receiver. Will this give a longer range than the existing radio? Because one of the criticisms that people had about the original infraction was that it would run out of control because the radio didn't provide enough long distance handling on the car. So that will only be seen when we actually see one of these out on the street as to whether that change is good or not. And there are a load of pictures of all the details on it. Those wider 52mm tyres on the rear there. I'm definitely thinking I should put a set of those on order for my 16S infraction. It's a tunable aero. That's like a slightly modified version of the wing on the infraction. 3mm thick black anodized aero chassis on there. With large battery trays on there. I would need to measure them up to see how that compares to the existing infraction. Captured ball ends that'll never pop off and have no O-rings. Anyway, let's have a look through some more of the pics. As I say, tunable aero on there. Tune your wings aero to how you want it. Very similar to the original infraction. Now that's new. Front splitter adds downforce and stability. Highly detailed bumper adds awesome Arrma looks. That is very new to the car and potentially quite appealing because the existing front splitter had a habit of popping all 5 screws off and falling on the floor the minute you so much as brushed into anything. So I'm looking forwards to that, hoping you can retrofit some of these parts to the existing infraction. Fully adjustable body mounts, both front and rear. Are they going to bring out additional bodies for this car? That does make you wonder. Yeah, lots of nice red aluminum for strength and beauty. And it says heavy duty, tough AMs and drivetrains, etc, etc. You'd need to compare those with the stock infraction to see if they are new or not. Same with the shocks on there. And finally, we've got an ESC that many of us probably saw coming on a Arrma Infraction V2, which is the Spectrum firmware with smart technology, 150 amp, 6S ready ESC. As I say, 2050 kV brushless motor. And the one thing I thought they might have upgraded, we have the ADS 15M servo, 14 kilo servo on here. I've got one fitted to mine, which is much stronger than that. Slightly surprised to see this not upgraded to something in the 25 kilo range. And Arrma are closing the gap in terms of the technology that Traxxas have, in terms of the Traxxas app, where you can now run the Spectrum DX3 radio with the Spectrum smart app. So you can just a lot of the features on your car, so that is definitely a good thing. And the slider, just to give you an idea, that's the existing Arrma Infraction. And we move over and you can see the new Felony on there. So I am loving those tyres from the outset. I'm definitely going to put a set of those tyres on order as soon as I possibly can. Anyway, there's a whole load more stuff on the site, including a great video which I will let you watch in your own time. But what are your thoughts, people? I definitely think this is one of the best version 2s that Arrma have come up with. Some major changes. This is not just like a new body fitted to the car. We've got some quite serious changes that they've made to the integral design of the thing, which I think are going to be for the better. I am loving those wider tyres because I desperately need more grip on my 16S Arrma Infraction. Anyway, hope you like what you've seen today. If you do, then like, share and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Well, thumbs up if you like this video, guys. Post any comments you might have in the comment section below the video and hit the circle below to subscribe. And if you do hit the circle, don't forget to hit the bell.